Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Austin, and today we're on episode 115 of Pyramid City. Let's see what needs done before I start building up. Let's see what needs done. Haven't started on this one. Let's get this one done. Let's get this one done. I'll give you another hint. For the character I worked on. He is a mutt. An anthropomorphic mutt. It's kind of two hints in one, because I didn't give you a hint last time on Pyramid City. I'll give you another hint. I promise to give you another hint in the next episode. I'll try to keep the promise this time. Unlike Richard Vegan Gaines Burgess, who is a complete abolitionist, I tend to be a balance between abolitionist and welfarist. Because there are some animals we keep as pets that must eat meat in order to survive. There are some animals that must eat meat. Even though they... The fact is, most herbivores tend to practice cannibalism if there's no vegetation available. Tend to resort to cannibalism when vegetation's not available as their food source. Most of the flesh that herbivores consume, sometimes they would consume the flesh of their own kind. Like, a true herbivore is an animal who cannot survive who can only survive off of vegetables. But those don't exist because even the most herbivorous animals have been known to resort to cannibalism if vegetation is scarce. I know it's kind of disgusting and gross, but it's not just humans that resort to cannibalism. Even prisoners in North Korea are known to resort to cannibalism just to survive. They've been known to resort to cannibalism just to survive. Whenever a cat brings home a gruesome gift, that means their owner's trying to teach... That means the cat's trying to teach the owner how to hunt. That means the owner is trying to teach him how to hunt. According to Greg Valentino, a lot of the steroid users have actually sold steroids at one point. As mentioned in a documentary called The Man Whose Arms Exploded. Whose arms exploded. The Man Whose Arms Exploded. The Man Whose Arms Exploded. The person in the documentary it was centered around was a controversial bodybuilder named Greg Valentino. He was pumping up steroids a lot. Maybe even synthol. Maybe synthol was involved. Then, as his arms got bigger and bigger, eventually he had no choice but to drain the arms as his arms got so big, it became painful for him. Then, as the draining simply did not work for him, so he had to have surgery on his arms to reduce the swelling. He basically had balloon biceps. He had balloon biceps. As a result of shooting up fat enhancement oils and anabolic steroids. I have a message for you bodybuilders out there. If you're taking steroids, stop. Because you don't know when your heart's going to stop beating as a result of steroid abuse. Don't take SARMs either. Well, no, don't take SARMs either. Neither should you... You shouldn't take SARMs either. Because SARMs are just as bad for you. If not even worse than steroids. If not even worse than steroids. There are people out there who are overweight that are not overfat. In fact, some of them are overweight yet underfat. Some of them are overweight yet underfat. When you're normal weight yet overfat, that's called normal weight obesity. Overweight means simply having a BMI index of 25 kilograms per meter squared. Nature never intended for any of us to weigh like 350, 400 pounds. Nature never intended for anyone to weigh 300 to 400 pounds. Most of us would never get that heavy to begin with. Because it's not only it's hard to maintain that weight, but it's also financially expensive too. Not only it's hard to maintain the weight, most of us would never get that heavy to begin with. The heaviest I was 260 pounds. Which is kind of above natural, above natural limit weight. Kind of explains why a lot of people with gigantism end up dying younger than the rest of the general population, yet they can't help it. Because they're really tall. Someone who's like 8 feet tall would probably need to eat about 3,000 calories a day. That's a lot of food. If you're taking that into consideration when it goes to bodybuilding, when you take height into consideration, shorter guys have it easier to build muscle compared to taller people like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger had to take a longer period. It took longer to build that same amount of to look extremely jacked compared to Tristan Lee. When you compare that to Tristan Lee, you got to take into account the fact that he's really short. And shorter guys have an easier time building muscle compared to taller guys. when you take someone's height into account, Tristan Lee has it really easy to fill out his frame because he's really short. He doesn't show any sign of gynecomastia at all. You do not need meat to build muscle. The amount of fat your body has to store for you to be healthy depends on a lot of variables, and one of those variables is your vitamin D requirements. The greater your vitamin D requirements are, the fatter you need to get in order to be healthy. Compassion with animals is kind of it's nature. It's natural for us to be compassionate. For us to care about other animals too. Compassion is part of human nature. As well as animal nature, too. Because even though cats are obligate carnivores, they sometimes prey on squirrels. Sometimes you might see pictures of cats caring for a squirrel. It's more of interspecific nature, not just human nature. Now, it's time to build up the cubicles. First floor, here we are. And the first floor of the central building would be the lobby. And cauldron. Water bucket. Trapdoor. Don't need to worry about the stairs right now. Don't need that right now. Here we are. Bathroom complete. This would be a lounge area. Not only would there be a lobby, but also a lounge area for the employees. Now let's start on the cubicles. Quartz slab. Each cubicle would have a bed. There'd be a desk. Ein Stuhl, and a bed. In case the worker works too hard. Each cubicle would have its own bed, as well as some lighting too. there'd be a bed in case an employee works too hard. Sleeping on the job would actually be a sign that you're working hard. Too hard. Especially in Japan. We're also going to need a bathroom, too. A toilet room. Don't need the glass right now. The doors would open outwards for a very good reason. There's a good reason why the doors should open outwards instead of inwards. Let's wrap things up for this episode of Pyramid City. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Share this with your friends on social media. And as always, don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Don't forget, I encourage you to follow me on social media for more content like this. Like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. As always, this is Gaming with Alston signing off. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and tschüss!